Just a quick vid to show you guys how just a little bit of basic maintenance on your winch. Nothing too crazy. I'm not going to pull the whole thing apart, but in a bull bar can take a while. So basically, dishwashing liquid, decent bucket of water, a few tools, generally Allen keys. What we want to do, we want to get the entire cable off. I want to put it soapy water overnight. Let that really just get in there, get the detergent, get rid of the grease. Some people use a bit of degreaser. I prefer dishwashing liquid just because I can get it done. So basically, once we get that cable off, then we're going to get in there, check all the connections, check all the bits and pieces, then I'll re-tension it up. So this bit might take a while, I think. So I just want to separate. If I can, some winches don't allow you to do it. Oh. Yeah, get the back into it, Barney. So what I'm doing now is I'm checking in, out works. Making sure that works, making sure the connections work. Now what I'm going to do, just disengage it, much quicker just to pull it out. And as you can see, the dust is pretty bad from the last trip, so should be enough. So I like a mop bucket, so once I've got it in there, much like a mop, as I'm pulling it, I'm giving it a massive clean, getting all that dirt out of it. So for now, we'll just fill it up. Need to clean this more often. And we'll just put this whole thing in here and let it soak overnight. What I'm also doing is just checking there's no knots in it, no binds, and getting the whole thing out, which I recommend you doing a few weeks before that trip coming up. So I want to wash my whole winch. I've got to take it off. So some of the cheaper brands out there don't have an Allen key or a bolt holding it on. So when you pull it off, it just comes off. So you're going to have to tie it out. So be aware of that. So at the same time, now that the cable's off, I'm going to be checking everything. So I'm going to check my connectors. I'm going to check the bolts underneath, holding it on tight. I want to check all my connections to make sure they are mint. I want to check everything's working. I want to lube what needs to be lubed. I mean, I don't want to have to take this thing apart, but I want to make sure it's working. I want to make sure I can disengage and engage. I want to make sure that when I need it, I'm going to be able to use it. Not, oh my goodness, I have never checked this winch before. I haven't installed it properly. One of the bolts is missing, something's wrong. So if you take care of your winch, it should last you a long time. If you use it as heavy duty and as often as I end up using my winch, get yourself a good one. But once again, take more care of it, and he'll take care of you, because forward driving is fun, but getting home on time is just as fun. So, all right, guys. Yeah. All right, so it's soaked for about a night now. Now's the time just to do the hard bit and try and get as much, as much of that dirty mud off it. So this is why I use one of these. Another way to do it, if you don't have a mop bucket, is to lay it out and just hose it off. So you're trying to get all the bad stuff out of it. So you just got to wash it. It's like any article. You just get the dirt off. There's only one way to do that, and that's elbow grease. But at the same time, when you're doing it, you're able to check it. If you've got any tears or cuts, this is when you find out. You got knots, you got tangles. This, while winching, is what's going to keep you there. If this is broken, get a new rope. No big deal. Old rope can lead to damage, so just give it a good soak and a good clean. And Dirty rope, clean rope. You can see the difference. Big difference, guys, and that's what it's all about. Just giving it a solid soak and a good clean. All right, guys, so I got my dirty water. Please don't just pour it down the drain if you're using degreaser or oils or anything like that. This is detergent, so just throw it into a garden, which we do at work. It's biodegradable, but check out the color of this. That is one disgustingly unclean winch. That was from the last Watergans trip. One trip, just needed it clean. Now we're gonna wait for it to dry and then I'll put it back on. Now I've washed it, now we've dried it. It's clean, as you can see, almost as brand new. So when you're putting it back on, make sure you get that bolt back in. A couple of winds makes it bound. So what you wanna do, I'm wearing a glove to put this in because I'm doing a solo effort, so it's gonna get hot. I'm applying some tension. I want that thing nice and taut, so when I go to use it and she's all the way out, she doesn't become loose, because if she comes loose uphill, I'm gonna bounce back in a bad direction. So I've got a fair bit to do here, so as I'm doing it, I wanna coil it. You're gonna see the coil just slowly run across the winch and back. Don't crisscross, don't go crazy. We're not knitting, we're not in our 80s. We've got to get our winches working properly. So now we've cleaned it, check our wiring, check our cabling, now we want to tension it properly. I'm starting to get dangerous now, my hand is getting close. I like to recommend a fair distance away, like an arm's length. Because I'm doing a solo, I've got a nice long length, so I'm going to be out of the picture. So real quick video on how to clean your cable, making sure she's checking it as you do it, making sure all your electrical's up to date, making sure it works, making sure it engages. You don't need to pull the full thing apart. There's a lot of workshops that can do it for you, but that is a really quick pre-trip way to get your winch in the best condition.